up and down. In Quincy, even though, again, they right now.
All right, those are big headaches in Quincy. Thank you, Jim. And especially
it's getting brutal out there coming up, but the temperature's been dropping like a rock since the storm has been departing. On in cold, and you know, a lot of places are going to freeze up solid later on. Some icing and some glazing of driveways, even out on the Cape and the islands. So it's going to be kind of a dicey situation. And you can kind of equate this storm to a minimal hurricane, a Category 1 hurricane. Many different aspects. The pressure was very similar to a Category 1 hurricane. We had the wind gusts, Category 1 hurricane strength last night, over 80 miles per hour on the outer Cape. Cape Cod National Seashore saw gusts over 80 miles per hour. And then, of course, the storm surge, which precedes the hurricane, also preceded this storm. We had a 3-foot storm surge, and that's what led to all the problems, especially down in the Scituate area. Snowfall amounts, let's get to those. 19+ inches in Saugus. That's our jackpot spot. In Lynn, you know, neighboring town, not too far behind, 18.5. Boston, 1.5 feet of snow, 18.2 inches. Beautiful Winchester, 17.3. Taunton, the Silver City, 17.3. Salem up in the 17 inches. Woburn had 15. And nice powdery, easy to push around, 12.5 inches. It's not powdery everywhere. It's kind of layered like a cake, like a birthday cake. South Shore, southeastern Mass, the first layer is a heavy wet snow, and then it got kind of light and fluffy, but it's really tough to move around, and it's all going to freeze up solid later on tonight. Yes, the storm is about 200 miles away to our east. There's still some lingering snow shower activity working through the area, mostly over eastern Mass, and coatings are possible here on out. But the wind is the problem right now. It's blowing and drifting, and you go out there and you clean off your walkway. You got to go out there in an hour and clean it again because of frequent gusts up over 40 miles per hour and continuing to gust over 50 at the airport in Worcester. Several gusts, in fact, to 52, 53, 54. The coastal flooding, we've seen reports, Jim Smith, Jim Armstrong showing us down on the South Shore that it's not that big of a deal at this point. Of course, it was a major problem earlier today, but this coastal flood advisory is about to expire in about 10 minutes. And this wind direction made all the difference. It literally just took water and blew it offshore, knocked down the waves, and the situation has much improved. What isn't improving is that temperature that we just spoke about. We're bringing in Barry Burbank from the Weather Center now. Barry, temperatures are dropping like a rock. The wind chills are down around 0, right?
They definitely are, Todd. Early this morning, we had around 30 degrees, 32 in some spots, upper 20s, and all of a sudden they started taking a dive during the day, and now they're already getting down to the lower 20s or even the upper teens. Let's take a look at some of those numbers right now. In Boston, down to about 21 degrees. And off to the north, we see all teens. Clearly, we're going down into the teens tonight, no question about it. There could even be a few single numbers as you head into southwestern New Hampshire and in the Connecticut River Valley of Massachusetts. Of course, that's not the only story. The wind is really chilling the air, the wind continuing to blow, making it feel like 0 or a little bit below that. And it will be that way all night long. Temperatures going down to the upper single numbers to middle teens. Wind chill temperatures could go as low as 5 to 10 below 0. As the storm slowly moves on out of the picture, it should get better. So the forecast, again, 15 to 25 early this evening, then teens to upper single numbers later tonight. You're still going to hear the wind howling at times. Look out if you're driving overnight or this evening for that blowing and drifting snow, especially on country roads, reducing visibility and causing the snow to drift across the roads. It could be dangerous, so look out for those snow drifts. Tomorrow morning, we're starting out in the upper single numbers to middle teens, going into the 20s, certainly running to maybe near 30 the first part of the afternoon, with that cold wind still running around 15 to 35 miles per hour. It will be clearing out late tonight. Tomorrow should be a bright, sparkling, sunshiny day, blinding sunshine with all that white snow cover on the ground. It is going to be a cold day, though, but things are looking better. Looking at my forecast for the rest of this year, go out to Thursday and Friday, upper 30s on Thursday, middle 40s on Friday. First day of the new year will be in the mid to upper. Fine for first night activities as well. Looks like we're going to have temperatures then falling through the 30s without much wind, so it should be pleasant this year for first night activities. That's my latest forecast. Back to you.
That is such good news for everybody who wants to go down to first night or have some plans.
Right. Last year was 20 below wind chills.
Right.
You know, this year it's
I'll
going to be kind
never
of
forget
balmy.
it. Yeah. All right, Todd.
All right, Todd, thank you.
Thanks very much. Let's get on the phone right now with David Procopio from the State Police. And I know you had a very busy night with some of the folks that wanted to get out on the road, and then they just had a hard time not sliding themselves into a bank. But how are things out on the roads today? Because it looks like a lot of them got cleared in a big way.
Yes, things have been great today, actually. Volume has been very light, and certainly there were some people last night who didn't heed the warnings, but we think there were many, many more who did. Fortunately, volume has been light overnight and throughout most of the day. The state of emergency helped, the school vacation helped, certainly, and we're seeing, continuing to see very light volume today, so we're pleased with that. We've had very, very few serious crashes. The crashes that we have responded to have been, the vast majority of them have been minor. We've had some spin-outs, some disabled motor vehicles, but all in all, considering the storm that hit us, we're very pleased with what's happened on the roads.
And Dave, as we're looking at these live pictures out on the roads right now in Worcester and around the area, you see that cars are definitely making their way back out into the roads. Is that what you all are seeing as the evening goes on and the snow is tapered off and the roads have been cleared, that people are getting back to normal now?
People are getting back to normal, but I want to reiterate the warning your meteorologist gave about blowing snow, because that can affect visibility, and we do have a concern about that. People need to be mindful that if they do encounter blowing snow, their visibility is going to be severely impacted. And the other warning we're giving tonight is potential icing conditions. A lot of the roadways were down to wet pavement today, and with temperatures plummeting, there is a concern about black ice, so we're urging motorists to be mindful of that, keep the speeds down, and to leave adequate distance between themselves and the vehicle in front of them.
And Dave,
we recommend 3 car lengths.
Dave, while you're talking about the black ice, because I know we just had Todd tell us about the temperatures dropping precipitously. So give folks advice as far as what to do when you find yourself on the ice. You're turning toward the skid. Give us a refresher on this one, will you?
Yes, you are. But most importantly is we want people to go slow so they can react. If they start to skid, not to panic and try to gently turn into it, and most of all, to leave adequate space for the car between yourself and any vehicles in front of you. Like we can't emphasize enough that people go slow and leave adequate space. Unfortunately, once you get on black ice, it's pretty serious situation, and there's not a lot you can do to guarantee that you're going to come off of it safely. We just ask you to go slowly and leave adequate space in front of you. If you do get in trouble, call 911 on your cell phone. You'll immediately be connected to a state police communications center.
Dave Procopio from the State Police, we appreciate it. And also thank you to all the troopers who did a great job overnight as well. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, as we head to break, let's get a live look from Plum Island there. Our live coverage of the storm continues right after this.
I should be shouting. I should be holding balloons. I should be jumping in the air for maximum year-end event effect. But then, like you, I'd want to punch me.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months for up to $7,000 in finance savings on the 2010 Grand Caravan.
When it comes to value, you should come to Cambridge Eye Doctors. Get a complete eyeglass package for just $79, or get a pair of no-line bifocals for just $179. Don't forget to use or lose your flex spending benefits. Cambridge Eye Doctors. Why pay more?
See you at work.
Infinity Limited Engagement Winter Event. Come in now for our best offers of the year.
It's Toyotathon at Bach Toyota.
Our costs are less, so we can sell for less. Ernie Bach Jr.
All Toyota dealers claim to have the lowest prices, but to have the lowest prices, you must have the lowest costs. Unlike most dealers, we have no mortgages and we pay cash for our new Toyotas. Finance charges, which we pass on to you. That's why Bach Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealer in sales in New England.
Our costs are less, so we can sell for less.
What makes a sale slice so much better than the car? Variety. With over 20 different kinds of slices, the hardest decision you'll make all day is which one to choose. Now that's a slice. For the biggest, tastiest, freshest slice in town, come to Sal's Pizza.
Nissan's year-end event is almost over. Through January 3rd, get special holiday offers on every stylish, fuel-efficient, and quality Nissan. Now, lease Altima just $199 plus $500 bonus cash, or lease Rogue also just $199. Visit ChooseNissan.com or see your local Nissan dealer today. Hurry, event ends January 3rd.
You know, and with this snowstorm out there now, the roads are starting to get cleared, things going back to normal. Some people had a lot of fun out there in the snow. We know that because we got some of your viewer photos, and they're adorable. We should share those with you.
Matt in Sharon sent us this one, his dog Gracie in the snow, sitting there.
Can't get enough of it, look at him. And then Skylar, this has got to be one of the best pictures we got. And Skylar is playing with the snowman they built in Rockland. That is one heck of a snowman. The arms, Skylar, just a little scrawny, but if he stays alive for another snowstorm, he'll be built up in no time. Thanks for sending in the pictures.
It's pretty impressive. It doesn't even look real.
It's a great snowman. That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but there's much more news straight ahead. Tonight at 6 o'clock, fire rescues in the middle of this blizzard and 2 families carried to safety through flooded roads in Scituate. The news starts right now.
Winds and waves lashing the coast, the surf raging tonight along the shore.
It has been a long day of shoveling and plowing and snow blowing. Over a foot of snow in many towns and a lot more than that in some others.
And lots of kids out making the best of the blizzard of 2010. Wind, waves, and a whole lot of snow. This storm is not quite done with us yet. Good evening, everybody.